Hey, Nikki Brown. Hey, no matter where you are, no matter what part of the world you're in, I hope that you're having a good day. You know those people you give good advice to that would be very beneficial to their well being um, or their finances or whatever the case may be, and they don't take the advice or they sabotage the advice or they make it seem like they're doing you a favor um, because you gave them good advice that would actually help them in a major way, or the people you tell you have a business, or you ask, let's start a business, and again, they make it seem like you're they're doing you a favor, right? As if it wouldn't benefit them. Um, and they do something to sabotage it, or they just, it's that person that'll, when you say you started a business, they say nothing. But as soon as you say you got some low paying job, oh, you got a job. They get so excited, like that's the best thing in the world, as if that's what we're supposed to be doing, as if it doesn't go against our very nature. Those people don't necessarily have your best interest at heart. And it's not always intentional. Sometimes they really think that they have your best interest at heart because they only know one thing. They're not trying to do anything outside of what they know how to do. And so they feel like, why aren't you doing that? You should be doing that too. Why are you trying to have more or do better? They don't want you to do that. They want you to stay on a similar path, on the same level that they're on, or they'll try to bring you down to their level. And a lot of times these are relatives or people who call themselves friends, even coworkers, right? So you have to move in silence a lot of times. You can't share everything with everybody because everybody's not on the same page, right? And this is, again, this doesn't make them bad people. And sometimes they're not even doing it intentionally. They don't know. They just do what they know, which is to keep a low paying job, right? And when I say low paying, like our time is way more valuable than any amount of money that we make 9 times out of 10. Not unless you work for yourself and you're a millionaire, or you're at least making enough to live comfortably, at least 6 figures, right? But if you're trading your time for money and you're working overtime and all these, hours, putting all this wear and tear on your body or wear and tear on your mind, the time that you're trading is not worth the value of the money that you're receiving. And then if you're someone who, and this doesn't make anybody better, right? Because it's not about that. But if you've gone to school and if you've worked hard and you have student loans and you are only given entry level jobs and not being promoted, right? And people see how intelligent you are once you get into the job. Whether you could just put that you have a high school diploma on your resume, they're still going to know how smart you are. They're still going to know that you have something that they don't have, and they're still going to be jealous. They're still going to feel insecure. They're still going to feel uncomfortable around you. And if they're in a position of power, a lot of times they will abuse that power because they don't know any better. These are usually your low vibrational people who, again, they just want you to go along to get along. And so if you don't bow your head and lift them up, or just bow your head and not say anything, They will mistreat you 9 times out of 10. They may still mistreat you, but they'll especially mistreat you if they want you to feel beneath them because they feel insecure around you, because they're afraid that you will have more or do better or get the higher promotion than they have. Although they're in a good position, it's like people want to see you do well but not better than them. So they'll stop you from eating even though they're eating well because they don't want you to be confident. You have to watch out for these people. And again, move in silence, right? It's better if you don't say everything, but if you have a calling on your life and the Most High is telling you to speak up, it doesn't matter what they say or what they think. And if you need to remove yourself from the situation, then do so. But you can't allow other people to control you because there are not a lot of narcissistic, psychopath, sociopathic people out there. So sometimes you just have to remove yourself from the situation altogether, whether it be a job, a relative, or friends. Especially if somebody is trying to, like, if you're already um, at a low paying job and somebody's like, oh, why don't you just get another low paying job? And again, in their mind, they think they're telling you something good. It doesn't matter if it's McDonald's, it doesn't matter if it's a hotel, it doesn't matter if it's a bank, it's all the same thing, right? Surround yourself with people who are more like minded. So if you're business minded, don't try to bring somebody up to your level because 9 times out of 10 is not going to work. Let them stay where they are. Place yourself in places where people are doing the same thing or similar things, and then work with those people because you'll eventually attract them or they'll attract you, right? But don't try to, the people that you know, especially if you've known them for a long time, because again, they want you to stay the same. They just want to hang out, you know, and they still see life as fun, even though they may have the knowledge that there's a lot going on in this world, right? They may have that understanding, but they're like, oh, that's just how the world is. So just get used to it and get over it. And let's just go party. It's kind of their mentality. Whereas you're like, no, this goes against my very nature. So why am I going to go deeper into it? So move in silence, you know, focus on what you need to focus on, and eventually it'll work out in your favor. Don't share your ideas with these people. Don't give them knowledge. If they're sick and you have a, and you have a way to make them feel better, they're not going to do it. They're not going to buy the product. They're not going to go see the practitioner. They're just not going to do it. Because again, they're making it seem as if they would be doing you a favor by doing these things. So I'm not going to do it intentionally. I'm just going to be spiteful. And they think they're hurting you when they're only hurting themselves by being stubborn and spiteful and petty, right? So just let them. It's not your life. Let them think that they're doing so well when they're really not. And you can see that, but they can't. So you have to let them do what they think is best for them. And you can't help them sometimes because a lot of times they're not going to respect you until they feel like you have certain things. So if they see you driving a certain kind of car or living in a certain kind of house, then all of a sudden They'd be like, oh, well, you didn't tell me so and so. Yes, I did 1,000 times. They don't respect you. These people don't respect you because the messenger doesn't look the way that they think the messenger should look. And again, you could be getting these messages from the Most High, but they just see you. They just see your face, and they're not going to do it just because it's you. Or they'll try to steal the idea and copy it. They don't even have the mental capacity or the thought process because it wasn't their idea. So they don't know all the details. They just have an overall picture. So they'll just try to copy the picture. And a copy is never as good as the original. Instead of them working with you, they'll try to work against you. So again, you have to move in silence. Keep your ideas quiet and just, you know, create a strategy and execute the strategy without telling anybody anything. And if someone asks, oh, I'm just working on this project or whatever, or don't tell them anything at all. It depends on whether or not this is a spouse that you live with or if this is just, you know, a friend or coworker. You can just be quiet about it. But even people who have other businesses that could help your business, sometimes you have to be, because everybody's intentions aren't good. Like, especially if you're, say, a man, it could be a woman and you're a mechanic. She may just want to sleep with you, so she may just pretend that something's wrong with her car just to get closer to you, or vice versa for a female. Oh, I have this that can help your business when really that they don't want to help your business. They're just trying to get closer to you so they can try to sleep with you. So move in silence. Keep your ideas to yourself. Work on them by yourself. Don't ask these people for help. Don't give them advice. Don't try to help them. They don't want help. They want to stay the same. Most people do not want to leave their comfort zone. They don't mind um, working for somebody else to pay bills and make other people rich. A lot of people think that life is just about paying bills, going shopping, and going out. They're not into building a sense of community. Some people don't even have healthy families, and that's no fault of their own. But I see a lot of, especially people who come from other countries, they have a more of a close knit family, or at least their relatives, they've helped their relatives to achieve success. Some people have families who want to keep them down, like the crabs in a barrel. They just keep pulling each other down. Again, just get this low vibrational, low paying job and be satisfied. And if you have to, work two or three of those same low paying, low vibrational jobs around people who have negative energy, no ambition, no goals, no joy. They just go to work and they think that that's what life is. And they don't want to do anything any different. And if you try to do something different, again, they'll discourage you in some way, whether it's known or unknown, or they'll try to steal or copy your idea. And that has happened to me several times. So I'm speaking from experience. And it's happened to me from multiple family members, other people that I've met along the way, along my journey, especially if you don't have um, a community around you. They'll pretend that they want to become a part of your community when they're just snakes in the grass ready to attack. Because again, that's what they think. They have a street mentality. Even if they weren't raised in a street, that's a street mentality. It's not Ubuntu. It's not community. It's not I am because we are. It's I'm jealous and I don't want you to do better than me because I see your confidence. I see that you're smarter than me. And I don't want you to have more and I don't want you to do better. So move in silence. And if you don't want to, don't. But a lot of times when you share your ideas with people or you try to bring somebody onto your ideas, sometimes it doesn't work out. So you have to go on your own. And once they see that you've been successful at it, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, how do I do this? Or how do I do that? Or why didn't you tell me about that before? When again, you told them 1,000 times and you did your best to try to help them. Some people don't want help. And you have to acknowledge that, just like when you try to share the truth with people, there's cognitive dissonance. They don't want their illusions destroyed. They may even know that they're plugged into the matrix and sleep, but they don't want to wake up. And when you remind them of the truth or you tell them the truth, they change the subject and they act like they didn't hear you. Again, some people don't have your best interest at heart, whether it be intentional or unintentional. Because some people have spirits attached to them, and again, they don't know it because they're involved with so many different people. They're sleeping with different people, and that energy doesn't get washed off, right? It becomes a part of who they are. And so, the more low vibrational people they deal with, the more low vibrational they become. And I'm sure that someone's going to feel some kind of way about me saying that. And that's fine. I get it. But we should be establishing community, living off the land, the earth that the Most High gave us. You know, the one that has the trees and everything that we need for thy food and thy medicine. I want to thank you for watching. I only have people's best interests at heart. I only want to help. And again, some people don't see it that way. And because it's coming from me, they don't respect it because they feel like I don't have what they think I should have in order for them to respect me. So even though it could be very beneficial to them, they don't want to listen. And I respect that. And I'll just keep my distance from those people. And it's okay because life goes on, right? Or some people you just have to, maybe if it's that friend that just wants to go out to eat, you go out to eat with them on occasion and then you handle your business and you keep them out of it. And you don't talk about it. You just talk about the superficial nonsense that they want to talk about. As always, I love y'all. Do your best to keep the peace and elevate on your own time because it's in divine timing. And, once you have achieved the success, then you can bring them on later. But right now, you can't help them because they don't want help because you don't look like the messenger they think you should look like. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Later.